So, ladies and gentlemen, if I told you Star Trek The Next Generation was adept at film noir, besides the Dixon Hill character on the holodeck, you're probably saying, okay, Jeffrey, show me your work. Well, the Vengeance Factor is a film noir, but kind of the reverse, because there's a person in the plot you wouldn't think in a million years would be the murderer of the plot, and she's not manipulating anybody but herself, and she's seeking out revenge from a clan war that's been going on for years. Now, this is called the Vengeance Factor. Now, its original air date, November 20th, 89, was banned in some jurisdictions because the last 2 minutes of the episode. We'll get into that in a second. Now, the 57-second episode overall. Captain Picard in this one contends with a divided people, the Akamarians. In this episode, the crew of the Enterprise tries to negotiate an end to raids launched by a group called the Gatherers, but a murder threatens to prevent peace. Several guest stars are featured as Akamarians. The Enterprise in this one travels to the planet Akamar 3 after detecting traces of Akamarian blood at a looted Federation outpost. Salvan Maruk, the Akamarian leader, suggests that the looting was done by the Gatherers, descendants of Akamarian society a century ago, that have turned to piracy to sustain themselves. Maruk initially suggests hunting them down would help the Starfleet, but Picard convinced Maruk to join him to seek a peaceful resolution, including ending the Gatherers' self-imposed exile. Maruk and her assistant Yuta, who is not what she seems, arrive on a ship to help. Commander Riker is immediately attracted to Yuta, finds her very comely and tries to get to know her better, but Yuta finds himself unable to open up door to him. Now, Lisa Wilcox, who was kind of a youth actor at the time, gives a great performance because she's playing both sides of the coin of a troubled woman. Now, in this one, the Enterprise crew makes contact with one band of gatherers led by Brule and offer negotiations. Brule negotiates with Maruk and Picard, and after hearing the offer, agrees to pass it on to the gatherer leader, Chorgon. Meanwhile, Yuta meets alone with one of the older gatherers and touches his cheek, causing the gatherer to suffer a heart attack. As the man dies, Yuta asserts that she, as the last of her clan, Trelesta, will outlive the Lornak clan. The gatherer's body is later found, but initially assumed that death was by natural causes. However, later investigation by Dr. Crusher reveals that a fast-acting microvirus targeted to attack a specific Akamarian DNA profile was the cause. Dr. Crusher believes the virus was purposely genetically altered and that the death was a targeted murder. At Picard's request, Maruk has her government send data to the Enterprise to investigate the murder. So, Yuta is giving herself away to the audience, but the people in the background are still trying to find out. Now, as it goes on, the Enterprise meets with Shorgon's starship, and Picard, Maruk, and Yuta transport aboard to begin negotiations. At the same time, the Enterprise crew receives a database from Akamar and find that 53 years earlier, another gatherer suffered a similar heart attack. He too was from the Lornak clan, and the photographic record shows Yuta was president and clearly has not aged a day. Now, this was 1989 technology, but it predicted kind of the re-established AI we're dealing with in the last couple of years. Now, finding the common clan, Riker discovers that Shorgon is of the Lornak clan, and realizing that Yuta is there to assassinate him, transports over to Chorgon's ship. He interrupts negotiations to prevent Yuta from serving Chorgon a drink, accusing her of the murder. Yuta explains she's the last of 5 survivors to trust the clan that was wiped out by the Lornak attack, and has undergone genetic alterations to host the virus and to keep herself from aging, allowing her to seek out and murder the Lornak clan to the last person. And that's why she basically cannot come across with Riker. Sovereign Maruk offers Yuta to Riker sort of a thank you thing, but Riker believes, relationships should be of equals. Now, the Riker, in a bold attempt to talk her out of revenge at phaser point, gradually increases the yield with each successive shot and gives her, shaking her head motion, please do not go forward. But she cannot break from desire for vengeance that she built up over the last several decades. After pleading with her not to try again, she advances once more at Shorgon, and Riker kills her with his phaser. A very, very sad scene for sure, which was, again, limited and banned in certain jurisdictions for obvious reasons. A truce is then negotiated between the two sides. At the conclusion, The Enterprise is assigned a routine survey mission through the now peaceful sector. Now, in June 695, The Defector and The Vengeance Factor were released on Laserdisc in the States by Paramount. Now, this was released in Japan on Laserdisc on July 5th, 96, in the half-season set Log 5, third season, part 1, by CIC. This included episodes up to a matter perspective on a 12-inch double-sided optical disc. The video was in the NTSC format with both English and Japanese subtitles. The episode was released with a Star Trek The Next Generation Season 3 DVD box set, released in the States on July 2nd, 2002. This had 26 episodes of Season 3 on 7 discs with a Dolby audio track. It was released in high-def Blu-ray in the United States on April 30th, 2013. Now, in 2019, Den of Geek noticed this episode for featuring romantic elements. The Tor rewatch commentary termed it perfectly average. The AV Club rewatch commentary complimented some of the plot dynamics in the dramatic ending, rating it as a B. I think Timothy Bond is director and Sam Rolfe is writer, and Dennis McCarthy put together some really nice music in this. It shows a different side of Riker, who is not scared to kill when he has to, because he's probably done it before. But Nancy Parsons had a good performance in Maruk, and of course the Joy Oresco as Brill and Stephen Lee as Chorgon give piratey performances. And it's interesting how it goes, because this was a kind of a mid-season run that season 3 kept for the rest of the year, because the previous episode was The Price, which was the negotiations about the wormhole, where Troy and her boyfriend have their first, I think, ever sex scene besides Data and Tasha in the episode. It was a sex scene, really. And The Defector, which is a very underrated episode. I give this episode a B+, because the characters that play the Gatherers and the Acamarians are extremely, extremely strong from start to finish. Now, the idea about Nancy Parsons, who was a very acclaimed, supporting actress, did a lot of, key movies in the late 70s, early 80s, including Where the Buffalo Roam, Motel Hell, Honky Tonk Freeway, Smokey Bites the Dust, Porky's, Pennies from Heaven, Porky's 2, Quarterback Princess, Sudden Impact, Porky's Revenge. So he was best known again for the Porky's movie. But the Lisa Wilcox performance, ladies and gentlemen, a beautiful, beautiful lady to be turned into such a devil in disguise, and it's weird. Now, she made a little comeback recently in 2023. She appeared herself along with her son Ryan on a controversial reality TV series, MILF Manor, on TLC, which talks about women of an older age going to Mexico to pursue romantic relationships with men several years younger. Now, not the best episode to watch after seeing her killed off in Star Trek. But again, a very, very strong actress. And like I said, she's also a veteran of General Hospital, so she did the circuit quite a bit through the years. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you like what you're doing here, we're a Star Trek The Next Generation podcast. Let us know with a like, comment, subscribe, or share. But when Riker got to kill off a very beautiful blonde, he means business. And that's a film noir. Sometimes the film noir woman gets it, or the film noir man gets it. In this case, Utah got it. And be interesting to see whether the dish she prepared, like her specialty, is probably maybe kind of like a potato salad type thing. My dad watched the episode, and at the end he said, "I wonder what that dish was." That's her specialty. And I said, "Dad, you just got killed off by Riker." "Oh no, I'm just wondering." Anyway, the episode reminds me a lot of my dad. So my dad would be doing non sequiturs like that. So, ladies and gentlemen, have a great evening, and don't forget, Christmas is 2 weeks away, which means Canada Post will only be back to work the first week of January. Have a good one. Bye.